But now there's so many. The internet is doing everyone such a service
For sure.
of getting the information out to you. It's just if you want to act on it, okay? And for
Hmm.
me, there's no better time than the present. When something is given to you guys, eat. Eat off of that plate. I don't care if you just want an appetizer off of it. You still take something. You take something until you get full, okay? You don't have to take
Hmm.
advice from everybody, from all resources. You take, my grandfather always says, oh, you don't got to agree with everything they say. You also don't have to respond to everything they say, but you should take what they say and you should assess it for yourself and decide what
Exactly.
applies to you. What can you use for yourself? So that's
Hmm.
what I try to practice. That's what I advise anyone to try to practice. So you may not just because people are telling you this, that, just take what you know is good for you and
Hmm.
quit showing a blind eye when we know better, when we know we need to act. Right now, us black folk have to act on our land. I got a case that
Hmm.
just came in the office on Thursday of last week where most likely we're about to it's an easement. These people have had their property on this man's land for like almost 2 years. Why did you ever, as soon as that RV hit my side of the surveyed land, you need to move, sir. But we don't even know that. Like he didn't even know that he could tell them to move off of his property. He didn't even
Right.
know how much of it was his property. And
Hmm.
then after 7 years, you can't do nothing about it in some instances because they're possessing it, rather through an easement or it's
Hmm.
adverse possession. And so we can't just, y'all, we have to act. We have to get
Hmm.
the knowledge and act. And I'm giving you the knowledge right now, which is
Hmm.
get your affairs in order. You don't want to leave here without having something set for your people, for
Hmm.
your family. And the way that you do that is you get to these free legal clinics, okay? Now you can retain my office to make you a will or a trust, which I don't really do trust that much. Trusts are thousands of dollars. I have colleagues who I refer you
Hmm.
guys to because it
Right.
takes a lot. But when it comes to wills, beneficiary deed is basically it just covers your land. So if you have a property that you want, a will covers everything, all of your assets. It can even cover your power of attorneys, and you need to get that in order as well. But a beneficiary deed is something that's only like it depends on how much land you have, of course, but it's usually about a 2 to 5 page document, and it's
Hmm.
covering just that real property, just that the acreage or the home. That's what it covers. And you just say, hey, my name is so and I want to convey this to so and so upon my passing. And it's done. You sign off
Cut
on
and
it. The
dry.
notary signs it. Yeah. And then you give it, you can keep it if you want to keep it in your home. Okay. A lot of people want to still keep it in their safe. Okay. I would advise you to go get that filed. Okay. You have
Hmm.
to get it filed. But actually, not after you get it filed, I would advise you to give it to someone to keep for you, an attorney.
Hmm.
But you don't have to. Someone you know is going to keep up with your record and make sure that once you're gone, you don't have to be worried about
Exactly.
that. So that's what I'll say on that. You can come to my office. I'll tell you the quotes you can get. You can pay me to do a will for 450 to 1250, depending on how
Hmm.
much acreage you have. But you can
Right.
catch me at these free legal clinics. You can catch certain attorneys at these free legal clinics, and you can get this
Hmm.
done for free in a matter of an hour or two, and it's
Right.
done. Okay? It's not as hard. My grandfather said to me, he said, "I'm just gonna die, and they just gonna have to fight each other over it." Who says that? Like, who? Well, sir, are you
Yeah.
serious? So
From
some people you can't even. I'm working on him. Okay, he's mine. Okay, I'm not giving
no,
up
I
on him.
get it. I
Now, if
get
he
it.
wasn't mine, I would have been
Hmm.
like, okay, to each
Yeah,
his
that sounds
own.
something like my grandmother would have said.
It was terrible, and I've been trying to get him to create a will literally for almost 2 years now, and that's sad.
Hmm.
And so now I've just started doing it myself. Like every time we have family around, I just see who wants the pictures, who wants his car, who's interested in this because he won't do it. But
Hmm.
I advise any and everybody, please don't be like grandpa. Don't be like grandpa. Get your affairs in order, please.
Hmm. That's awesome, man. That's a lot of great information. So anyone that watches this, y'all make sure y'all take heed on this information that she's giving you because it's invaluable. So my last question for you, Zoe, what's your long-term goals? Are you planning on staying an attorney forever? Would you like to see yourself as a judge one day? If you're going to remain an attorney, have you ever thought about corporate law, or are you saying, hey, I'm in defense, I like where I am, and I just want to grow in this space that I'm at currently?
Yeah, that's a good question for me because God is dealing with me with that right now. And he's really like, usually I will be able to answer that very quickly for you, and I can tell you exactly what my next steps are.
Hmm.
Um, And if you would have asked me this 2 years ago, my next steps was I was going to be an attorney. By the age of 30, I was going to be a judge. By the age of 40, I was going to be retired. All right. And I genuinely believe that I could do that. That was my goal. And I usually meet my goals. But I don't know that that's what God has for me right now. Do you know who Jasmine Crockett is?
Oh man, I love Jasmine Crockett.